Hogwarts Legacy is just over 6 months away, so in today's video I'm going to be going over the top locations that we'll be getting to explore and some of the smaller locations that implies, including one place that is a bit of a shocker as we only get the tiniest look at it in the original release trailer that came out over a year ago. So stick around for that, but let's just get right into it with number 1, Diagon Alley. I've seen a lot of speculation about whether or not we're going to actually get to go to Diagon Alley, and let me ask you this, do we go to Gringotts? Because in this clip here it sure looks like it, and where is Gringotts located? Diagon Alley. So based off this information, it's safe to assume that we do in fact go to Diagon Alley, and by extension, these shops as well. Iolop's Owl Emporium and Madame Malcolm's Robe Shop, for obvious reasons. Quality Quidditch supplies for any of our broom needs. We know for sure that there's at least going to be flying in the game, and hopefully even Quidditch, but either way, we're gonna need somewhere to get those supplies. Flourish and Blots for our school supplies, and most notably, Ollivanders. We do see a shot of Ollivanders in the state of play, and I've seen a lot of talk about how it might actually be located in Hogsmeade, but based on current Harry Potter Wizarding World knowledge, the only official Ollivanders we know about is the one located in Diagon Alley. I also think that it might be cut in a way that is meant to be deceiving. People do that in trailers all the time. It would make sense, however, for there to be a wand shop located closer to the school in the instance that a student breaks their wand, so I could really see it going either way here. We may also get to see the Leaky Cauldron as it exists in this time, but as it's not actually in Diagon Alley, I could see that we actually don't get to go into it. But following that same train of logic, we might actually get to see Nocturne Alley as well. We know that there are plenty of dark wizards in the late 1800s, and they will be needing supplies as well, especially since the game does have a morality system. Players will get the choice to become good or bad wizards depending on the choices you make in the game, which could lead you down a darker side of Diagon Alley. Number 2, Hogsmeade. Now we do see quite a lot of Hogsmeade in the state of play, and based on the information and screens we're given, we can deduce a few things. This brief clip of the first shop in the trailer will most likely be Scrivenshaft's Quill Shop for quills and paper, because after all, we are still students, we are going to need pens and paper. The clothing shop that we see is most likely going to be Gladrag's Wizard Wear, and will probably unlock more and more cool and ridiculous clothing as the game goes on. Next we get Pippins Potions for all of our potion supplies. Other shops we have a pretty high probability of seeing are Honeydukes, the Hog's Head, the Three Broomsticks, Dervish and Banshees, and some sort of Quidditch supply store. This concept art from the behind the scenes basically confirms a few of these, while the official Hogwarts Legacy Twitter directly confirmed Zonko's Joke Shop on April Fool's Day, which will probably be used for supplies involved in sneaking around or just general teenage hijinks. It's also safe to assume that we'll see the Shrieking Shack, as it's a known haunt for many of the ghosts to get together, and we can tell that Nearly Headless Nick is still, or rather already, trying to get into the Headless Hunt and is having what we can assume to be a Death Day party at the Shrieking Shack. Now before I talk about this last place that we know without a doubt that we will be getting, I have to mention one more place. Azkaban. As I mentioned before, we just get the tiniest clip of what appears to be Azkaban in the original announcement trailer from over a year ago, and the reason I think this is Azkaban is, well, I mean, where else are there so many Dementors? The Ministry of Magic? We know that Azkaban was created in the 15th century by the sorcerer Acrisdus, who was a powerful and insane practitioner of the dark arts who lured Muggle sailors there and killed them before it was turned into a prison in 1718. But if you disagree, tell me in the comments, because I would love to do more research about Dementors and where else they might be located. So like I said, just drop a comment down below. Now on to number 3, Hogwarts. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, duh, obviously we're going to Hogwarts. The game is called Hogwarts Legacy. But have you stopped to think what that actually implies? From the kitchens and common rooms to the Quidditch pitch, the Forbidden Forest, the Black Lake, what secrets lurk in the forest? Will we get to swim the depths of the Black Lake? Could we get to see the mermaid village that Harry swims through during the Triwizard Tournament? There are just so many possibilities and confirmed things to actually be in Hogwarts Legacy. It would be impossible to list them all in this video. So instead, I'll make a separate video for that and link it here at the end of the video once it's completed. But until then, I'm the Wizarding Nerd, and I'll catch you next time.